So welcome back guys to my YouTube channel Code with Harsimran, and today I am up with the next problem of the top 150 interview questions on LeetCode. Remove elements. So let's get started with the question. So we are given an integer array nums and an integer value val. We are required to remove all the occurrences of val in nums in place. The order of the elements may be changed. Then return the number of elements in nums which are not equal to val. So consider the number of elements in nums which are not equal to val be k. To get accepted, you need to do the following things. Change the array nums such that the first k elements of nums contains the elements which are not equal to val. The remaining elements of nums are not important as well as the size of nums, and we are required to return the key. So let's move on to the approach of the question. Let me take a test case. So according to question, what we are given a nums. Let me just 1 0 2 2 4 5 3 2 3 5. Let's take this nums and let's take a val to be, let me take the maximum val, that is 2. So according to the question, what we are required to do, as stated in this line, we are required to return the number of elements in nums which are not equal to val. I think this is a very primary question which we all have already done it. We have to compare the element, we have to find out the number of elements which are present in this array which are not equal to this value. I think that's really simple. So what we are required to do, we can take a pointer k which will represent the number of elements which are not equal to val. So let me draw this array once again. 4 5 3 2 3 5 and initialize this value with 0. Now we will compare our value val with each and every element of the array nums. 1 not equal to 2, will incrementer k to 1. 0 not equal to 2, incrementer k by 1. 2 equal to 2, don't incrementer k, simply increment our I pointer by 1. So 2 equal to 2, no need to incrementer k, incrementer pointer I. 4 not equal to 2, incrementer pointer k as well as our I. 5 not equal to 2, incrementer pointer k by 1 and I by 1. 3 not equal to 2, incrementer pointer k by 1 and I by 1. 2 equal to 2, no need to incrementer pointer k, simply incrementer pointer I. 3 not equal to 2, incrementer pointer by 1, and 5 not equal to 2, incrementer pointers k by 1 and I by 1. And at last we have reached the length of the array, the final element, and simply we will return this k. I think this is a pretty good example to know that number of elements whose value is not equal to 2. Find out number of elements from the array whose value is not equal to 2. I think this is a very preliminary question and we all can do it, right? But the trickier part in this question is we have to change our input array nums such that it contains all the non-2 elements at first k positions. This is the trickier part. So I think since we can do this question in this way, we can take a pointer k and we have simply compared all these elements. So I think we can utilize this k as a pointer and also as the index at which we have to place the value, at which we have to place the values which are not equal to 2. That's what we can do. So let's come up with the solution where we have to replace, we have to basically modify our input array nums. So initialize our pointer k to 0 and I to 0 Let me redraw my array again. 5, 3, 2, 3, 5. Because according to the question, we are actually required to change the array such that first k elements contain the elements which are not equal to val. So I think we can simply compare our ith element with the value val. 1 not equal to 2 and keep our pointer I and k at the beginning. So 1 not equal to 2, simply place at nums of kth position are nums of I and incrementer I and k. Why we are incrementing our k? Because at this position we have already kept the element which is not equal to 2 as per the question. So I and k both reaching over here. 0 is not equal to 2. Swap it with itself and then increment our I as well as k. Since 2 is equal to 2, as we have already done in the previous question, we are not incrementing our k because we have got a value which is equal to the value which we are actually required to remove. So we will keep our k as it is in this case and simply increment our I. Because in this case what we have to figure out, all the elements which are coming after this 2 in this array which are not equal to 2. That's what we have to figure out, because according to the question what we have to do is we have to keep our first k elements at the beginning of the array which are not equal to val. So that's why we are not incrementing our k pointer at this instance, because for the next value which is 4, we have to figure out the index that where we should keep this 4, where this 4 will go in this array. So for that reasons we are not incrementing our k. That's it. So increment our I. 4 not equal to 2, because at this moment we know that the kth position where we can keep our 4. At this point we are aware that at which position we should keep our 4. So we will simply copy this 4 at this position and increment our I and increment our k, because we have already filled this position with an element which is not equal to val. That's what I could say. That's what I say. Let me just change my pen. It's 4. Right. So moving on to 5. 5 is not equal to 2. So we will simply copy our 5 at this position and be tension free, because 5 is amongst one of those elements which is not equal to 2. So that's why we are keeping it at the beginning of our array. So increment our I and increment our k. At this point you will be confused that this element is not equal to 2 and why we are keeping a pointer k over here. Because as we already know, we have already copied this 4 at this position, so we can easily change this value, or we can easily modify this value. I think this has got quite dirty, so let me just take somewhat forward. So we were at 3, and till this point we have already completed 1, 0, 4, 5, and we were at this kth position. Okay, that's fine. So we'll compare our 3 with 2. 3 is not equal to 2. So we can safely replace our 4 with 3. Increment our I and increment our k. Since 5 is already copied at this position, so we can safely replace our 5 also with 2. So we can safely replace our 5 with the other values in the array. Since 2 is equal to 2, we will not do anything. We will not do any replacement. We will keep our k as it is, as if we are basically leaving this space for the other element which is not equal to 2 to come over here, so as to fill the gap of all the elements which are not equal to k. Basically we are trying to keep, as already discussed, we are keeping all the elements which are not equal to k at the beginning. So moving forward, 3 not equal to 2, we will safely replace this 5 with 3, increment our I and increment our k. So comparing 5 with 2, 5 not equal to 2, we can safely replace our 3, 4, 5, 3, 3 with 5. Okay. And increment our k and increment our I. Since I has already reached the length of the array, so we are done with the for loop, and the final index where k is pointing in this array after the loop is completed is the total length of this array, which contains all the values which are not equal to 2. So we can simply return our value k as it is. So now let's just code this problem. K equal to 0 for from starting till end. If our value, if our nums of I is not equal to value, we will simply replace our nums of k with nums of I, k plus, and then we will let's just run our code. It's working fine. Let me submit the code. And I think we are done. So thanks everyone for watching this video. Do like and subscribe my channel. If you feel I was missing something, do reply to me in the comment section. Your support is really needed. Thanks a lot.